Oh, wouldn't it be so nice if I turned my microphone on? I'm sorry. My bad. I was just about to talk about how tired I am. So, boom. Your girl is forgetting to turn on the microphone. Or at least unmute myself. Mornos, hello. Sorry, you guys. I'm a silly goose. Oh my God. We have to flip the top to drink. Okay, so let's talk about it. Oh, my pregame music. Okay, let me turn down pregame. Pregame coming down. There we are. I am the pregame right now. Just kidding. I need the pregame. So, oh my gosh, guys, happy Monday. Let me start from the top. Luckily, it's only 10:02 for me. So I wanted to do a recovery day because I spent like all day yesterday teaching. So I really, really need a recovery day today. Let's see if this key light wants to turn on again. Still no. Okay. Well, you know what? It's fine. We don't need a key light. We just need each other. So, like I was saying, I'm very tired today. Physically, your girl's exhausted, okay? I taught a flow class and then a lecture and then 2 hours of inversions and then another lecture. And then I drove home in this like historically bad LA storm. So I'm very tired, and I also didn't get good sleep because the rain was kind of waking me up all day. So we're going to keep it really chill today. I'm glad, Sarah. Sometimes that's the kind of day you're having. You're like, please, God, be merciful. So today we're going to be keeping it very chill. It's my idea to keep mostly everything on the ground. If we are doing anything standing, it's really going to be folding, a lot of folding and releasing. But if there's anything that you guys want to work on, feel free to let me know and check in with me. Tell me how you're feeling. My LA people or California people in general, how are you faring? The whole state's getting its ass kicked right now with this atmospheric river. And if you're not in California with all this rain, let me know where you're checking in from so we can also say hello. I like the rain as long as I don't need to drive. Yeah, I'm with you, Mallory. Melanie is so tired all the time. I get it. Thoracic spine and traps, please. Jessica, that sounds amazing. Neck could use some love. I agree. Thanks for tapping in from Colorado. Still waiting for it to hit in San Diego, Laura. Yeah. Yeah, the flooding is embarrassing, but I'm embracing the cleanse. Big thoughts to the unhoused. Yeah, every time a storm like this happens, I'm always like, are they okay? Hey, wild sophrologist, so glad you're here. Oh, on my period, so 10 times more fatigued than usual and emotional. Melty face. I fully understand that feeling, yes. Well, all right. Rolling all over the floor. We're on our periods, we're emotional, we need traps, we need neck. Sounds like this will be a good reset for everybody. Hip and glute. Yeah, Sarah, that's what I'm definitely gonna need for me. My hips, my quads, my glutes need some love in TLC. Hey, Heidi. I hope I'm saying this right. Chamonix. Just slap us back together, Goth Mom. Your wish is my command. I'm into that. Okay, good, I did it right. Yay! Love that for me. All right. I'm going to put on some music for myself. I'm kind of in like a chill vibe, but I feel kind of like playful. So I'm listening to kind of like some Talking Heads, Tears for Fears. That's kind of my musical vibe for today. Sounds like what I need. Yeah? Let's head over to the spot, shall we? Let's do the thing. Also, we've got the heater blasting. It's cold in here. So stretching when you're really cold is always a little more difficult. I'm gonna bump this up just a touch. Just a hair. There we go. Yay. Epic. Of course, I'm wearing all my fleecy bits. We got socks on this time. Y'all know I made that mistake last time of trying to have my feet out. Oh. Okay, let's just sit crisscross applesaucy. I've got blocks. I've got bands and straps. It'd be so nice to have a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, it's okay. Maybe just something soft to have to the side. Let me make sure this mat doesn't fucking fall off my little thing. This is my favorite pillow. All right, crisscross applesauce. Block or bolster can come under your bum. And we're just gonna start with some breath, yeah? Bring yourself into your space, into your body, into your practice. And knowing and understanding that recovery-oriented practices are really important and essential, yeah? As much as working our little tushies off and building strength and mobility and all that's really cool. Also being really sweet on ourselves and doing things that restore us from the inside out have huge and can create big strides for us in our lives. So feel like your lungs are expanding to the right and the left, expanding to the front and the back. All right. The next time we exhale, we'll lower our chin down towards our chest. But we're staying tall in our spine, right? It's just an isolation of the neck. And then we'll take this neck into some half circles. So working one ear to one shoulder, one ear to the other shoulder. Oh my God. Okay, so yesterday I taught and did a lot of headstands, and I don't like doing headstands. To me, they're just so compressive on the neck, so I'm definitely feeling this right now. Nice. The next time your head is over to your left shoulder, let's keep it there. You can stay just kind of plugging your right shoulder down, or you can also add your left arm. So wrapping the whole arm around your head. We're not tugging, we're not pulling. This is restorative. We're just using our body weight to create space, to create a sense of softness and relaxation. Guys, talking heads go so hard. I love this song. It makes me feel so happy. All right, come back through center. Let's go right ear over towards your right shoulder. And we'll do the same thing here. So just starting by plugging the opposite shoulder down. And then if you want to, adding the right arm. So wrapping it around your little melon. I feel crunchy. Does that make sense, you guys? I told my husband this morning, I was like, babe, I feel crunchy. He's like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know. I feel crunchy. I feel rigid. But I feel like you guys get it. All right. We'll take ourselves back to center. Woo. And then just start to take some shoulder rolls. So picking them up into the ears, down your back. And rolling them in the other direction. Nice. All right, we're going to do now some thoracic twisting. So really try to think about focusing this from the waistline up. And it's going to be a little more dynamic, yeah? So you'll turn and twist to your left-hand side. And then pretty quickly here, turn and twist over to the other side. If you're up high on a bolster or block and you feel like you want to get some hands on the ground, feel free to work off of that prop. Oh. Good, we'll do one more round, twisting to the left. Nice, twisting to the right. And then we'll come back to center. You'll switch the cross of your legs. It's gonna feel awkward. And we'll go through our cat-cows here. So pulling yourself forward and pulling yourself. My sacrum just popped. That's what I mean by crunchy. I feel like I'm held together with like coffee stirs and bubble gum right now. Also know when you feel like this, where everything feels rickety as fuck, it can be really helpful to like really verbalize those feelings and those sensations for yourself. Yeah. So feel free to moan and groan. We talked about this last, whinging. Whinge away, you guys. All right, the next time we are back, we'll untangle our legs and bring our feet together. So we're in what's called bound angle position. Try to sit up nice and tall and then move forwards over your leggies. Any amount you feel is possible. I can't do Blue Monday. That's gonna get me way too litty titty right now. We need to chill. Okay, we'll bring ourselves up from here. And we'll lengthen our legs forward in front of us. You can lean back on your hands like so, and we're just going to bounce our legs out a little bit. This is actually a really good technique if you're feeling really sore in the legs or you need to get some like lymphatic drainage. If you feel like there's built up lactic acid, giving yourself some little bounces. Nice. Now either maintain a little bend into your knees or lengthen them out all the way. Let's, fold again. Y'all are gonna hear the complaints of TL today. Your girl gonna be whinging. Now, every time I'm in a shape, I was kind of talking about this in my workshops yesterday, that it's really nice to explore in shape. So if you notice, I'm able to grab for my feet, so this won't be for everybody, but I like to do this thing I like to call step on the gas. So I'm pressing through my big toe ball mound, and it's pulling my shoulder, opening up my back. And then I like to press through both, give myself that nice big back and shoulder stretch. And we'll bring ourselves up. Let's do some work on our back, shall we? We'll bend into our knees, slide our hips down, and we'll lay down onto our back. Yeah. Block or bolster can come with you. And once you're here, knees are going to come into your chest. Now you can hang on to the shins or the knees. Our goal here is to just spread out through our low back and our sacrum. Yeah, so sacrum is kind of low back, upper rear pelvis area. A spot that a lot of people have some issues with. Especially if you're like on your cycle, that can be a spot where you feel like a lot of cramping and discomfort. If you're sitting a lot, sometimes the sacrum gets really pissy driving a lot. Yeah. All right. Now, a couple options for this next thing. Knee circles, right? So you can do this independent, like I'm doing, or like butterfly style. You can also work your knees together in the same circle. Yeah, whatever feels good. And just start to come back to your breath here. All right, we are going to open up our legs now as wide as we can on our back, and we're gonna do what I like to call knee chase. So hips will fall over to the left-hand side, the right leg will stack on top of the left, and then you'll lift up that right leg, move back through center, and do the same thing over to the other side. Yeah? So kind of a bit of a dynamic twisting motion here. Nice. Now the next time you're all the way over to the left-hand side, let's hold it here. This is where your block or your bolster can come in handy. If it's difficult for you to twist all the way, know that you can place your item underneath. If you just want some sacrum comfort, you can wrap around that thing, especially with the bolster. This is this is nice. I freshly shaved my head not too long ago, and now my head feels cold. I'm going back into hoodie mode, y'all. All right, we'll spend one more breath here. Nice, and we'll take it back through center and do the same exact thing over to the other side. So I'm just gonna bring my little pillow party with me. Come back to those deep breaths. Right? The same way when we were seated in the beginning and we were trying to breathe dimensionally to the front, the back, the right, and the left. I know this is a little abstract, but imagine like the breath is moving into the areas that are experiencing tension. So maybe for you, it's your back, into your hip, or even into your shoulders here. Visualize like that breath is moving into that area. Great. All right, we'll bring ourselves back to center. And we're going to lengthen both of our legs up towards the ceiling. So this is like our legs up the wall situation, right? Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Take some ankle circles here. Listen to all those little snap, crackle, pops. Oh. Great. And then next, either we'll go into a little bit of a supported shoulder stand. You can do this with a block, so it takes a little bit of effort. I like to work from a bridge, lower my hips onto the block, and then lift. Yeah, you can also do that with the bolster. If you're doing this without, pike and support with the low back, yeah? Now, neck injuries or anything like that, be really mindful. Our next steps after this, whether if you are in this shoulder stand position, is our halasana or plow. I really, really like this shape to stretch out my upper back and my neck. Yeah, I know it's not accessible for everybody, but it's one of my personal favorites. All right. Wherever you are, we'll bring ourselves back down to the ground. Nice. And we'll rock ourselves all the way through to tabletop position. I'm going to move all my stuff up there. Great. Now, we've already done cat-cows and stuff, right? So we've moved our spine in these 2 degrees of flexion and extension. Now we're going to be like little sharkies in the water. So we're going to swim with our little sharky tails and go right to left. Right. We'll take a moment to anchor ourselves again back to center, and we'll see about turning our hands into external rotation. For some of us, it'll be easier if we walk our knees a little bit forward. That way, less of our weight is in the hands. Good. Now you can find some stillness, right? You can lean back, stretching out your forearms. Or you can even come to traditional cat-cows. Yeah. All right, we'll bring our hands back around to neutral. You can give them a little shake out. Great. And you can do one of two things. Either you can come into child's pose, so knees wide, arms reaching forward, right? Or if you would rather not extend your arms, you can keep your knees close together, bring your little melon on the ground, and your arms back by your side, palms face up. So pick a back release that you like. I'm going with child's pose position. Wow, my hair is something to contend with this morning. Now you can let this child's pose be super passive, right? So just fully relaxing, trying to really work into it. Or you can also make it a little more active to stretch through your shoulders. So you can come up onto tented hands. So you're up on your fingertips and let the heart space work down. Good, we can side bend it from here. So taking both arms over to one side. Nice, both arms over to the other side. All right, we'll make it back to center. We'll come into tabletop. And then we'll take a backline stretch in downward facing dog. So toes tuck, hips lift. Feel free to bend and extend and wiggle around. One other thing that I like to do in down dog that feels pretty nice, I like to twist and rotate through my hips, dropping a foot back behind me and getting extra stretch into my side body. All right, we'll take it back to center. We'll tippy toe our way to the front of our space, and we'll let ourselves just hang in this forward fold. So spinal decompression is the name of the game here. Really try to let gravity do the work for you. So sometimes when our hamstrings and back are really tight, it's hard for us to do that. So bend your knees as much as you need and try to let the arms dangle, yeah? Thumbs can come to opposing elbow creases if the ground is kind of interfering with that ability to dangle. Nice. All right, my little danglers. We'll lift up like we're in half lifts. You can grab your blocks if you got them. And we're gonna go back into a lunge, but wider stance. So I'm gonna place my right foot to the outside of my right block and slide the left foot back, lowering down onto my knee. If your knees are little jerks, know that you can take your bolster, slide it underneath those bad boys to give yourself a nice soft landing, yeah? I'm a little bummed, guys. This left hip is continuing to be an issue, and I'm not quite sure how I did it. I do know that, I don't know if this is TMI, but whatever, we're all friends. Last night, I was like really feeling it, especially after that day. And I was in the shower, and I like lifted my leg, opened my hip, and I like grabbed my inner thigh tendon like all the way up next to my crotch and like moved it around. It actually made it feel a lot better, but It's still a problem when I'm in hip extension, so I don't know. What are you gonna do? I'm really, protective of my body. I'm really conscious of everything I do, but it doesn't mean that something silly won't just happen, All right, so right foot is gonna stay to the outside of your block or hands, and we'll take our leg into extension. So front leg into extension, hamstring stretch, yeah? And then we'll come back forwards, yeah? We'll do this back and forth a few times. This actually does feel really good for that front hip though. Yeah, it's almost like the attachments to my to my groin are like off. I don't know if that makes sense. It's hard to pinpoint. It's kind of mysterious. All right. So the next time we're forward into our lunge position, we're gonna take a moment here and go deeper by rolling to the outer edge of our right foot. So in our yin practice, this is known as winged dragon, right? You can stay up high on your blocks or move the blocks to a medium orientation and try to move your forearms down onto them, yeah? Sometimes having things under our knees here feels a little weird, so you can move it a little higher up to the thigh. All right, we'll take 5 more breaths here. All right, we'll work ourselves out of here. Oh. Back into a half split position. And in this half split position, I want you to windshield wipe your right foot from left to right. So it's not just your foot doing it, right? It's the entire leg all the way up into your hip socket. And I know it's kind of hard to isolate it and not twist your whole hips as well. Think about your femur head, which is like your thigh bone, like muddling into the socket. Ooh, all right. We'll knock that off. Bend into your front knee. Rock up to your higher blocks again, of course, if you are using them. And then we'll step our way to the front. Reset, reset. Ooh, okay. We'll do all that goodness on the other side, kiddos. So left foot will stay. Again, it's in that wider position, so outside of the hands or hands on blocks. And we're in our lunge position, other side. I think it finally stopped raining for a little bit. Again, remember those notes like I said. Feel free to breathe, verbalize, moan, groan, and whinge. Okay, and we'll floss this out. So you'll move back and forwards. Yeah. I just want to say, because I know some of you are beginning or, at a certain point in your movement journey where you're starting to really excel. Yesterday, all I did was stretch, elongate, do all the things, but I did those things to the point that it made me sore. So sometimes working a lot on your flexibility doesn't always equal, I feel amazing the next day. Really pushed myself to my limits yesterday. All right, the next time we're bent in our front knee, we're gonna hang here. And again, we're gonna do that winged version. So winged dragon. I suggested going down to your forearms. So I'm working, down onto my blocks. And rolling to the outer edge of my left foot. I did some self-exploration. You don't have to follow me, but I like feeling it through my hip flexor a little more intensely. All right, we'll bring ourselves back up. And we'll lengthen through that left leg again. We're gonna do that windshield wipe, yeah? So I know it's a little weird gaining the control to isolate it. When I do the external, it is like a firebolt going up the side of my leg. Internal, external. Whee! Nice. All right, we'll take ourselves back forwards. We'll step our way back to our original front. Nice, and you can pedal things out a little bit. All right. So I want to get into our quads today. A bit of that front body stuff. So we'll come down onto our knees. If sitting on your knees passively is very difficult, just like this, then likely for hero, you're gonna need a prop underneath your butt, yeah? For hero, our feet separate and we sit between our heels. Your knees can be all the way up to hip width distance apart, yeah? Sometimes moving our calf muscles out of our way helps a lot to sitting comfortably between our heels as well. Goal is to keep your knees on the ground as you try to locate a quad stretch here. So sometimes just leaning back a little bit, focusing on your posterior tilt is gonna do the trick for you, yeah? For people with a little more range of motion, a little more forgiveness in their knees, you may be back onto your elbows here. Again, watch for any type of funny ankle movement here as well. You want to be able to see the bottoms of your feet, yeah? So no ducking out or winging out of the feet. The tops of the feet are straight down onto the ground. Yeah. Full and final expression of this, which you can do supported with a bolster behind you, is laying all the way down. Oh, that actually feels amazing with a bolster. I can go all the way down to the ground, but why force it today? You know what I mean? We'll take 3 more breaths. You can really feel I've got some like swelling in my knees today. Okay. We'll bring ourselves up. Now, to counter our heroes, we do want to get into a straight leg position. So I'm going to come forwards into my tabletop and do down dog. If you're not wanting to invert like that, you can always just sit and lengthen your legs in front of you. That's where we're going next. All right. So we'll bring the legs back in front of us. And we're going to go into our final grounded hip openers. So we're going to go through either half pigeon or deer, okay? So the way we're going to get into it today is coming back to our bound angle position and taking the left leg behind us. So it's kind of like a hip rotation thingy we got to do, right? Now, with our deer, my chest is kind of angling out straight over my shin bone, right? I'm working down to the ground, and I can bring elbows on the ground or even on blocks or bolster, right? For half pigeons, back leg will extend. You'll rotate more to a square hip position, and same thing, blocks, bolsters can support you. And this is where we're really starting to wind down. All right, we'll take 3 more breaths here. All right, if you're folded forwards over that leg. Take a moment being upright. And then we'll unwind. Ooh. And bring ourselves all the way around to the other side. So starting again in your deer pose, so double stag, right? Moving over that front leg. Or if you worked your half pigeon with me, the right leg rotates, hip rotates down to your mat, and you extend the leg back behind you. Good, we'll take 3 more breaths. Nice, and if you're forwards, taking a moment to come upright. Great, we'll bring ourselves back around to our original front. All right, a couple things that we'll finish here. I want to get a little bit more through our upper back. So we'll come back to a cross-legged position while we're here. We'll open up our arms into a T-shaped position, out wide to your right and your left. And then we'll wrap ourselves around in a big hug. Good, we'll lift up those hugging arms and we'll start to lift the lower arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to try to create eagle arm. Nice big stretch into the space between our shoulder blades. All right, we'll release our arms and we'll take our right arm overhead and our left arm behind us. Now this is where a strap may come in handy to do Gomukhasana, okay? So in our Gomukhasana arms, both of our elbows bend and we try to meet the fingers together, yeah? With a strap, I just like to take it overhead, dangle it down my back, and let that opposite arm find it, right? And you can crawl up that strap as much as you need to or want to, okay? Wow. This is a rough one for my shoulders today, y'all. Definitely feeling all the fucking handstands, damn. All right, really gently, really mindfully, we'll release. And shake out those arms. Oh, that is hard. Woo. Okay, we're gonna again give ourselves a hug. This time, opposite arm on top. And if you don't remember, just guess. All right, now from your little hug, see if you can lift your arm bones up to the ceiling and create your Gomukhasana. This is your Garudasana, eagle arms. All right, we'll release. And now we're going to go into our Gomukhasana arms, yeah? So left arm will go up and overhead. Right arm will tuck back behind you. This is my side that's a little pissy because of an old contortion injury. So much more effort to get my right arm into this kind of internal rotation. Right, remember your strap, super useful. And we breathe. All right, really gently release. Ooh. Give your arms a little wiggle out. Wow. I do not do that enough for my shoulders. Jesus. All right. We'll take ourselves down to our backs, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll be done a little bit early today because I'm hungry. Part of recovery is eating, so eat your food, everybody. All right. So hands can again just wrap around the legs. Bring ourselves into these tiny little balls. Become a little cozy nugget. Right, and you can stay in your cozy little nugget mode, or you can separate the feet and take it into happy baby or Ananda Balasana, right? All right, we'll bring ourselves back in. And we'll take our feet down to the ground. You can knock the knees together, keeping the feet wide, or even extend the legs all the way out long and settle into a final shape here for a couple of minutes. Let's just make it concrete, yeah? Meditate on those shifts, on those differences, and appreciate when we know we need a day of recovery like this. We'll take 10 more breaths. All right, wherever you're at, bring some little movements into your body. Oh, man, I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling less crunchy by like 50%. Oh. Oh, okay. Crunchy ankle still present. Oh, yes. I'm in full gremlin mode now. Yep, crunchy feels held together with coffee stirs and bubblegum. Yes. Is the hip thing like a pulling feeling? So I have this issue constantly. I'm having a hard time really describing the hip situation. It feels like weakness. Like it's pulley. It feels like tension. And it feels weak. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's where it's at. Oh, Stephanie, I love that. Thought I wanted more flow today, but I ended up being perfect for me. I had some emotional release in pigeon. I love that. I love, love, love that. Sometimes we don't know what we need until we get it, you know? I know that by the time Thursday rolls around, because I'm doing like a normal schedule right now, I'm gonna be real ready for a few days of rest. Ah, you guys are amazing. Thank you, Heidi. Oh, Mallory, yes. Glad it felt good, but sorry you have to go to a meeting. Oh, fuck, I hate that. I'm taking the rest of today off. The only thing that sucks, I do need to go pick up Kamar from the airport. So I'm gonna brave this weather and get him from LAX. Because I love him. Oh, Sarah, you're so welcome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for joining us from the other side of the world. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, we'll have a pretty normal standard class schedule this week. It's on the schedule to have core on Thursday. And then I'm working on some other interesting stuff for YouTube. So we'll see if I have the energy to actually film it and do it this week. So stay tuned. Stay tuned on how I feel. Amazing. Well, if you guys are in California, I hope you stay safe. Hope you stay dry. Get cuddled up. Me and Pi have been doing nothing but cuddling. So I'm going to go do that again. Bye, Anita. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Yes, a little. I'm also having to pick them up at like the most inopportune time, like 4 p.m. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, rush hour traffic in LA, rainy day. That's what I'm talking about. But I wouldn't want him to do an Uber. I want to pick him up. I'm going to take our truck, so I do feel safe. I always feel safer when I'm in the truck. So I'm just going to wrap on my way there. Marmalade's been jumping on my back or crawling in between my thighs this whole practice. I love that. Everybody, tell your pets I say hi. Yes, indeed, the things we do for love. Oh, man. Well, all right, my darlings. This was lovely. I really do feel better. I was a little like whiny cranky. I was like, ah, but now I just feel better. So thank you for being down for Recovery Day. Thank you for showing up for yourselves and for this class and community. If I don't see you next or this Thursday, then I'll see you next Monday. Pi's page is the only reason I keep Instagram. Oh, tell Wednesday and Pugsley I say hi. Love an Addams Family themed pet family. I would get more animals so I can complete my Quentin Tarantino themed animal family. But Kamar doesn't want me to get more animals. But I'm kind of like, what if we just get more animals? All right, y'all. Love you all so much. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.